Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina and today I am going to be sharing with you how much I have actually made on Etsy since I started. I started my Etsy shop in October of 2020 and the first month didn't really count because didn't really do too much. I couldn't find the exact date I started my shop. So it's been about a good 5 months to date as of March, and March isn't over yet, with me actually really going hard with Etsy because the first month didn't really count. The first month I'm just getting used to everything. The first month you're setting everything up. The first month you are, getting your listings, you're getting your SEOs down, and you're really learning, all the policies, the fees and everything. So today I am going to share with you my actual numbers, and I'm going to show you the proof because a lot of people, they talk numbers on Etsy. Oh, I made such and such. I made $10,000 this month, but they don't actually show you the proof. I know I don't have to show you, but I definitely want to pay it forward and help someone out. And I want to show you realistically, what the numbers look like for me with this certain amount of listings. So I am going to jump into the screen, but first, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for all behind the scenes of my, Shopify and my Etsy business. But today we're talking Etsy. Today we're talking numbers. Today we're talking real numbers. March 23rd, today is March 23rd, I have made $2,772.48 with a total of 98 orders. That's combined because some people ordered more than one product. That is, the total. We're going to have to deduct all the Etsy fees, transactions, shipping. We're going to have to deduct marketing, if you're running Etsy ads. So all those fees come into play. So taking away all the fees, and you know what, I'm gonna just show that part on the screen so that way you can get a better visual. So just to give you an idea, when you are starting out your business, when you're setting your prices for whatever items that you're going to sell, you want to take into account every single cost. You definitely don't want to shortchange yourself. When I'm selling my products, every single item that I use, everything that I have to purchase, because again, everything is tax write-off, you want to calculate it. You want to factor it into your costs. So everything, even your glue, your bags, your poly mailers, whatever you're shipping your items in, of course, you want to factor in how much it would cost. You take how many you ever buy in bulk, then you divide that down to each item. So if these come for like 25 in a pack, at like $25, each one is almost $1. So I want to add that into my cost. If this was about, let's just say this is about $4, and I can make, so I'm using this when I make my mugs. So let's just say I'm using this when I make my mugs, and to give you an idea, okay, I'm back. To give you a better visual, so here are some of the mugs I make. And this is just one of the items that I sell in my shop. I sell shirts, I sell hoodies, I sell different things. So I can make about maybe 10 mugs of this. So I would divide this, of course, equally, 10 mugs. I would just add in like maybe 25 cents, of this. Your tissue paper. Everything you add, of course, you want to, you factor in your cost, $2 a mug. So all that goes towards your overhead. All that goes towards how much you would determine how much you would price your items. Then you would have to factor in your Etsy transaction fees. It's 5% for every transaction fee when you make a sale. Then you have to factor in your listing fee. Every time you list an item on Etsy, it's 20 cents per listing. Every time you renew that items within 4 months, and you can set up auto renewal every time you list an item. So I have a new mug, I have a new shirt, I have a new bag, or whatever I'm selling, it's 20 cents per listing. You also want to, start doing like bulk listings. So say for instance, I'm selling these 2 mugs and they're similar. I'll just have 2 different names of the mugs because they're the same size, cost the same. I would just list them under the same listing. So that way you would get more views, more clicks on this one item because you have them grouped together. So that brings your items to the, that's a whole nother video, but grouping items to get them to rank higher in the SEO, to get more, because the more people click on one item, it becomes like a bestseller when you start selling that item more. So if I was to just sell this one by itself, it might do well. But if I was to put them both together, I'm selling my, I call her my, what do I call her? I call her my brown skin girl, and this one is my brown sugar girl. So, when I group them together, because if a lot of people are ordering the brown sugar girl and the brown skin girl, then of course that just brings more attention to this one ad. So you want to, all that stuff plays into a factor into SEO where you rank. And of course, free shipping definitely helps because Etsy does prioritize free shipping over all the other listings. They put that higher because you are competing with Amazon. You're competing with so many other, shipping companies as well. So the faster you ship out your products, that helps your shop as well. So now, moving all that stuff aside, I had everything down here to show y'all, like even the pearls. You cannot forget, like every single thing that you use, your tape, whatever you're doing, your shirts, the ink, the vinyl, whatever you are using to make your items, you want to add that into the cost. And that's how you calculate the price of your items. And that's how you'll calculate, your profit as well. And don't forget to pay yourself. So when you're doing all the stuff, you have to factor in how much is your labor, your time worth. So depending upon how long it takes for you to make a mug, how long it takes for you to make a shirt, or to make your jewelry, or to make your bath bombs, whatever it is you're selling, you want to factor that into the cost. How much ever you spent on your items, you should be doubling that. So, and then you want to, put in, if you can, for your best results, because when I'm buying something, I hate to buy something I think that's what the price is going to be, and then here comes another $5, $8 for shipping. So if you can hide the cost of the shipping or eat some of it yourself, that's what I do. I might, add on an extra $4 or so for shipping. Of course, I have my scale to make sure I'm weighing everything out, make sure I'm weighing everything correctly, and I factor the cost of the shipping into my price for most of it. Or you can do things where you're having, where you do the $35 and up. If you spend $35 or more in your shop, then they get free shipping. That makes them buy more in your shop. So those are just little ways, little tips and tricks that Etsy favors your shop for free shipping. So if you don't want to do every single listing at free shipping, if you think it might be too much, then you can also group. I've done that before. So if this one is $19.99 and it's $5 to ship by itself, additional on top of that, they might say, wow, that's a lot. But I see that her shop has, if I spend $35, I get free shipping. So if this is another $19.99, they spent $40, then they get free shipping. Boom. And somewhere along the line, I'm just giving you just, rounded numbers. But, if that was the price, I would charge for these mugs, I've already included maybe $2, each I've already included $2 into the listing, so that way I'm not eating all of that cost, because again, you have to calculate that shipping. Etsy will charge you for the shipping. So just keep all of that in mind. Now it's time to get into the numbers. Now we're going to jump into the screen so that way I can show you the proof of how much I made, and I'll show you the breakdowns of everything that Etsy has taken out, and I'll show you what it actually left me with in numbers. So we are going to jump into the desktop view, and we're going to talk some numbers. And I did not make $1 million in Etsy like some people claim. I didn't make 10,000. I'm just starting out, and I'm definitely going to continue to add more and more listings. So I'm going to show you what it's been like for me and my Etsy journey so far. Now let's jump into desktop view. So I am right now in my dashboard view. You would come over here to the left side, you would come over here to your left panel and you would click dashboard, and this would give you the stats overview. Right up here at the top, you can change it to view however you want. If I just wanted to notice yesterday, you can see that I made no sales from yesterday, but I got 72 views, 42 visits, ain't nobody buying nothing. Okay, you can change it to however you want, but I just click all time since literally I've only been on Etsy for about 6 months. So since I've been on Etsy, I've had 5,000 views, 2,500 visits, 79 orders. But again, the orders, I don't know how, you see I've had 90 sales, but I've had 79 orders because some people, I have one order recently, they purchased 6 mugs. I had another order where they purchased, 10 mugs. So you'll get things like that. So that's why the orders are lower than the sales. Right here you'll see the revenue, $2,772, but that is without fees and everything taken out. Down here you can see how people found your shop. So Etsy brought in 76% of the visits. So this is through the app, through other Etsy pages, they brought in, this amount. Through Etsy search and through the SEO marketing. This is so very important when you're doing, your SEOs, when you're entering in all your tags, when you're entering in your titles for your videos. All that stuff really matters and plays a part, because what you type in for your tags and what you type in for your title, and I'll show you where that is just in case if you're, you don't know, that's how people find your item. So you want to make sure that you are putting in the correct tags, putting in the correct title, terms that people will search for, that they might say to actually find you. In other traffic, this is what I brought in. So, I didn't do too bad. I can do a little bit better, but this is like through my social media. This is through, I do a lot of marketing. Every time I post something, every time I sell something, every time I make something, I post it on my social media. Now, I don't have Pinterest. I do not have Twitter, and I really need to get involved with Pinterest because Pinterest is big. A lot of people sleep on Pinterest, but I'm hearing a lot of people get sales and stuff through Pinterest. And I know I search Pinterest all the time for different things. So I really definitely need to start getting into Pinterest. It's just a lot of time consuming. It's a lot of work, but it'll pay off. But as of right now, I have only used Facebook and Instagram. But Etsy ads, I do not spend a lot of money on Etsy ads because I have not done a lot with Etsy ads. Normally, I've only spent, whether it's $1 or $2 a day, because I was still testing the waters to see how much I would get. And I'm afraid to go up with Etsy ads because I wasn't even doing too good with the $1 and $2. But let's just do the custom date. So you can change this to see how well you have done. So I'm going to just put it back to when I first started, and I'm just going to put October 1st because I don't know the exact date. I'm going to apply that. So as you can see, in the last 6 months, I made $142.95 from Etsy ads. So this is from October 2020 to March 2021. I only had 5 orders from ads. I had a lot of views. I had a lot of clicks. So, that's a whole nother video as to, the percentage of clicks, because you want a certain amount of clicks. And, and I wasn't really cutting it off because I was still trying to see. They say let it run for like a week to really see. So I spent, right here is the total. I spent $75.97 on ads total, which is not bad, I guess, but I only brought in $142, so that is not good. I kind of broke even, so I kind of regret running the ads. I could have just, made that myself, but oh well, I made an extra few dollars. Now, if I wanted to restart my campaign, I would just restart it. I'm not going to click on it because I don't want to, and you can set your budget right here to how much ever you want. And you can run it for however long. You can cut it off, and you can also determine which listings you want to advertise as well. If I wanted to view all my orders, you see I have 79 completed orders, but again, that's with multiple items purchased in one order, some of them. So totally, you see here this way it says congratulations, you've made 90 sales. So I made 90 sales total, but 79 orders. So a lot of people were ordering more than one thing. Again, that's because some of my items I have where they have to order more than one to get the free shipping. Okay, so now let's get into the numbers, because that's what you all want to see, right? You want to see the numbers. So if you go under stats, click the left hand menu right here, and this is just showing this month. You can see that I made $790.80 with 932 visits, 22 orders. So I was really pumping out these orders in March. So, of course, the more, listings you have, the more good quality photos you have, the more you start talking about your shop, of course, I started getting more consistent sales. Now, of course, they dropped. I don't know why they just dropped. They just dropped. Oh, because I didn't get no orders. This is today. So you can see over time that my sales have gone up, because if I go back to last year, this is just last year up until December, I only made $220.91. But of course, over time, because of course I'm adding more products. So the key thing is just to keep adding products. And you'll notice that you'll notice that you can have a lot of listings, but you're only going to have a few key hot selling items. Everything is not going to sell. And what you think might sell, someone else was like, nope, this is what I really like. So you'll learn that over time that it's only going to be a few hot items on your page, but you won't know, because it's like a hit and miss. You list the item you think it'll do well, and then you list another item you think it might not do well, and it does sell really well. So list it, listen, and see how it works. And then once something does sell, you list something else similar to that. You list a variation similar to that. The ones that's selling the most, you want to keep, piling up on top of that listing. So when you go under, again, at the left column, go under finances, and then you click under payment account. You want to scroll down to your monthly assessments, and here this is only for March. So as you can see, I made, just for this month so far to date, I made $846.85, right? No, you have to take out all your fees and taxes. So subtracting $317.47, and also because of my shipping labels, one of my shipping labels, because I did have a really big order and they wanted it rushed, it was about $60. And she only paid in advance around $30-something, because I estimated the shipping. I had no idea it was going to cost that much. She wanted it overnighted. I was like, it's going to be an extra $30-something, so she had to cash at me. So I would add $30 to that. I did write it down. So all in all this month, 846 minus the 317 plus another 30, I made $559.38 for just this month alone so far. So now if I was to change this to last year or to the last 6 months, because it's not going to include March, so for the last 6 months, I made $2,028.47, but deducting all the fees and taxes, minus the $522.68, that's including the listing fees. And it'll show you the breakdown when you click the arrow down. It'll show you the auto renewal. It'll show you the listing fees, everything like that. For marketing, for just those first few months, I spent $67.75. That's offsite ad fees and Etsy ads. So now when you do offsite ads, of course it might be a little bit more. The shipping labels and adjustments, because sometimes I do shipping labels and it'll say one price, and then when they get to the actual plant, when they weigh it, it'll, sometimes it could be more, sometimes it could be less. Most times it's less, so that's a good thing. I've only had one label where it was more when I had to pay an additional, but this is when you have to take out for the shipping labels, because Etsy does charge you, and then Etsy charges you and takes it out your account. These are all the transaction fees, 5% transaction fees, shipping transactions, all that stuff comes out, and this totals $522. So that's why my $2,700 in the beginning is not always accurate, because you have to take out all those fees and taxes. So for the last 6 months, I made $1,505.79. That's subtracting the $522.68. So when I add in all of it, and it's not going to show me, this is the only thing I can't, put together. Oh, I can. oh, well, that's all this year. So all of this year, see, I made more this year because of, again, I started adding more listings, and I started getting more sales. So of course, the more listings you have, the more sales you get. That definitely does help. So all together, that's this month, that's all this year. All last year was only, $240.55 minus the $74.81. So when I go back up to the dashboard and I put and again, I can put all time to show me all the years together. That's why it'll tell you your revenue was $2,772. But realistically, I made, what was my total? My total was subtracting all the fees, everything. I did have it, and I mixed up my numbers. I have my little notes and everything to show you guys, but adding in the 287. No, it's $2,028 to $50, something like that, around total, because I had to add an additional $30 because they paid me through Cash App. So regardless, I did good, but I actually did the math. So within 6 months of me being on Etsy, and let's just say I'm just gonna estimate it at $2,000 total divided by 6 months, I made about $330 a month. That's not even $100 a week. So I really have to get in gear because I really have to, add more products, and I really have to do more promoting. There's a lot you can do. You need to fix up your SEOs. You definitely need to make sure you have everything filled out with your listings. You want to make sure that I do need to fix up my banner. So when I go to my banner, you see it's just plain. I just slapped that up there, Special Creations. But I do need a better looking banner. You want to make sure that your information is something nice and warm and welcoming, because you want your shop information there. So I just have, custom handmade designs for men, women, and kids. You see I have 98 sales. You see earlier it said 79 or something like that, but I have 98 sales because it calculates how many sales you have total. And I have, just 9 little reviews. I have 9 reviews, and it pays. I have to go back in, and I'm really trying to get my customers to, add photos, to do reviews. So you can do things where you can have them to, you can give coupons, and you give a coupon after they purchase something. You can do 10% off, 15% off towards your next purchase. That will definitely entice them to come back and add a review. I really add reviews to anything I purchase, so I know it's a lot for people to go and take a picture. I've had people send me private messages. I'm like, no, can you please put it on the page? So I put it in my thank you cards to please, come back, help the shop out, help me out. I'm just growing my shop. Please add a review to my page. And after I see that the package has been delivered, I'll send a personal message asking them to please leave a review. Reviews do help your shop to grow. Reviews help other customers to buy. So all this adds to more sales. So there you have it. In the last 6 months, I have made $2,000 and a few dollars, some change, around $50. But in October, I literally did nothing but post just, my first few listings. But the more I posted, the more and more sales I got. So pace yourself. If I can tell you nothing, pace yourself. The one good thing about Etsy is you don't get charged the transaction fees until you make a sale. That's the one good thing about Etsy versus Shopify. Shopify, you have to pay that bill whether you make a sale or not. So that's the only thing that I hate about Shopify, but it is your own platform. You can brand it and make it your own. Etsy, you have to follow all their rules, all their guidelines, and you do have to list 20 cents every single time you post a listing, every time you renew. But I think it's worth it. So as you can see, it's not hard to sell on Etsy. It is a slow start, but everything is up to you. Some people get on Etsy and you can just have a really, really great product that everyone is looking for. You definitely want to go and look at other niches that are similar to yours and see how well they're selling. Do not steal or copy anyone else's ideas. Please don't copy mine. Be original. That's what makes you stand out. That's why Etsy is doing so well. That's why so many crafters are doing so well. This can become a full-time job for you, but you have to make your product stand out. Have great lighting. Right now I'm using my ring light facing me. That's why I'm squinting a little bit, because it's really bothering my eyes. But you know, make sure when you take your pictures, you know, you're by a window, or make sure you have a nice background. I do use my ring light. A lot of my photos were taken with my Sony camera, but I used, one time my Sony camera was out of commission, or sometimes I just didn't have it ready, or it was died, or it was dead, and I'm like, you know what, my Samsung will do. iPhones are great. I don't have an iPhone, so I have a Samsung phone, and some of my pictures, like my water bottles and mugs, some of them were taken with my Samsung Galaxy phone. So, and then I just re-edit them into my Lightroom. So depending upon whatever you have, do not go out buying an expensive camera. It can be done. Just make sure your room is well lit. Make sure your photos are lit, because if I can't see it, I will not buy it. So whatever you are trying to sell on Etsy, get out there and make it happen. Keep adding listings, because that's the key thing that I can tell you. Just keep adding listings, because I know I am going to try to reach 100 listings by, today is March, April, May, June. By June, I'm going to pray and try to have 100 listings. I don't know if I can make that happen, but I just want to see how well I will do. I will come back within a year, because it's 6 months. This is my half-year mark, so I will come back in October, do another update on a video, unless I just happen to make $1 million and I'll post that. It won't be clickbait, because I've seen one video, I made $1 million at Etsy. I clicked it and I'm like, what? And she only made like $2,000. I was like, really? So I definitely did not want to do that to you all. I want everyone to get the truth from me. I want you to see when I succeed, and I want you to see when I fail as well. So that's why I'm here, helping everyone out there on their Etsy journey, on their Shopify journey. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for all behind the scenes of growing my brand and my business. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.